Dre Millie, what's the news, bro? Give me an update, man.
Still waiting on my Space Matters.
Oh, bro. I'm still waiting on everything. Everything. I called FedEx today. They said, sorry, sir. We lost all your packages. Call back in 2 days.
Did they say that for real?
You can file a
No, they
report.
didn't say that for real.
Bro. They one of them never scanned
On you not
one,
getting your kicks yet?
one of them never scanned in. And they said you got to call Nike on that one. The other one never left Georgia. They said call us back in 2 days and we'll file a report. We'll have someone search the
You know
warehouse.
what, bro? They try to hit me with the same BS, right? And said that they don't have any updates since it's scanned in Georgia. And I went in and spoke to, not physically in, but I got highly upset and spoke in a very frustrated tone towards the customer service representative, spoke to a manager, and now she's calling me tomorrow and on Thursday. Said they should be here by on Thursday, and they're gonna hold them for me at the distribution center once they touch down. Because I told her I'm not gonna put up with anything being lost. Like FedEx know what they're doing, and they've been doing this for quite some time, and the drivers just like to do this and pull it off these schemes and have people using insurance. And I went in, so nah, it's not.
Yeah,
I think you
bro.
should call back.
Same with my package. Same with my package. They said it never arrived here. Like it last update was in Georgia. So they said they can do a research file like where they go have someone check the warehouse or something. I'm gonna call them again tomorrow though, bro. But the other one, it hasn't even been like scanned received from them. So, bro, I'm about to get on a plane to Georgia. Who do I know in Georgia? Who y'all? Which one of y'all in Georgia? We're going down. We're going down to
I
the
got
warehouse.
someone for you.
Yo, Ellen's. Where's it? What's it called, Dre? Ellen something, Georgia.
Yeah, something like that. They told me it was on the truck from Georgia coming here, and it hasn't made it here yet. And mine earlier had said that the delivery date was today, but now I checked it and it said that it is pending. So,
Oh, bro, we're probably on the same
uh,
truck. That mine was today, and now it says pending.
FedEx on that FedEx.
But everything else made it here so quick, bro. Why are these ones on the slowest truck there
Right.
is?
From Georgia. I was like, they left September 8th from Georgia. Like, how long it take to get from Georgia to California, my guy?
I'm gonna have to Google if there's been like a FedEx truck crash or robbery. Someone robbed a FedEx
Check
truck.
the Reddit forums,
It
bro.
was me.
Yep, Sophie's robbing trucks. Yo, secretly check the Reddit forums for us, bro. I don't even know what
You
you're
know what I'm
talking about.
saying? Get the news, my guy.
What you mean?
Listen, I got my kicks. I'm good.
Damn.
Hey,
Kick
Yo,
him out of here. Get this man up out of here.
it's a team. Hey, it's a team thing, bro.
hey, for real though, Baron for these Mirakamis or Air Force Ones and crypto dunks, he might need to turn his house into a distribution center because we ain't taking no more chances.
You know what though, for real? I'm gonna hit y'all with some alpha. When I pitched an idea for LA being a distribution hub for the CIRLs, that was part of like I'm not gonna go too deep, but that was part of the ideas that I had from earlier this year that I was working on, and pitched that we should have a physical depot, a distribution point here in LA that people could come to pick up their shoes, and that way the people who are worldwide they can't get them. Maybe we can do this event and they can just come through, be here for the event, and then pick up their shoes all in one clean swoop, and everybody be cool and be happy. But it didn't align with the way that they wanted to release this shoe and everything else. So it got scrapped. But that's what I was working on in the beginning of the year when it came to CloneX LA and Bad Take events for real.
Seeing seeing everything going down though, Dre. I'm glad you didn't reship personally for hundreds of people, bro, because sheesh, you would be stressed,
Now that's a
man.
fact. That's why I listened to y'all, man. You know, intuition was bumping, said don't do it. I said, okay. But no.
I have the only shoes I have here are Leviants, and I'm gonna ship for him. His came before any of
Which
mine
is
did.
wild. That's crazy. Did it go through Pycoma or whatever to get there.
Bro, I think they all like went the same route, except some just made it to California and some didn't. I
What
don't
the
know.
fuck? Watch them. You know what I'm saying? I'm speaking this right now. They just gonna show up. Like they gonna be here by Thursday. Just gonna show up, and everybody gonna have their stuff in time.
Speak it into existence
For
for me.
sure. That's what I'm saying.
Bro.
Everybody, me, you, Pump, all the LA homies, CloneX LA homies, we're gonna have it all by Thursday. It's gonna be a go from there.
It's pretty crazy. So I didn't get my sneakers, and Sophie's like, call them so I could get them, and they called me because I changed my shipping from like drop off because they said you have to sign it, and then they called me like, oh, we can't just drop it off. We need your signature. I'm like, all right, just put it in a holding spot for me. And that was the best thing I did. But Cass is like, don't change it. Like, don't keep on like checking it. And I'm like, they did it for me. So I don't know. It was mad sketch, but it happened like that. So it's crazy. They called me, bro. That's sketch,
Yeah.
no?
Stop secretly. I missed a call at 4 o'clock today, bro. Damn. Okay. What, bro? We're gonna talk about this later. We got Will Never
Yes,
Stops in the house. What's up,
sir.
bro? How you
Yo, yo,
doing,
yo,
man?
yo, yo, what's going on? What's going on, everybody?
I see where you get your name from, bro. You just never stop.
Oh, you guys have no idea, man. There's not enough hours in the day. And it's really just off the strength of just me, like, really trying to make sure nothing gets left undone, or I try to fill any gaps that there are just so that we can really deliver, the best of the best that we can deliver today. So, yeah, just always grinding, man.
That's what I like to hear, bro. I'm excited for what y'all are working on. I know you've been doing this a long time, bro. How long you been doing SneakerCon? Tell me the background story on it. Like, let's
Yeah, yeah. So,
educate the people on what it is and when it started.
Yeah, so SneakerCon, the first event was in 2009, in March 2009. We did it in the hallway of a comedy club, not even at a comedy club. The hallway of a comedy club, 20 vendor tables. And man, we were trying to like get $50 for vendor tables, and we couldn't even get our friends to bring their shoes. Like, we couldn't even give them away for free. They just didn't understand. Like, they didn't want to get on in their car from Brooklyn and go into Manhattan with their shoe collection. Like, they just didn't get like the point. So it took a while, after the first event though, like people saw that those 20 vendors that were there killed it. And from there is history. The founders, Alan and Barris, we were reselling. Like we were resellers first. And we were at the time, just buying and selling, man. That's what it was. And then Yu Ming Wu from Sneaker News and Stadium Goods, they linked up and came up with the idea to do an event. So at the time, I was going to Syracuse University upstate, but I came down on a Greyhound for the first event. So I was at the first sneaker con, holding down our resale table and helping set up the event. And from there, man, just honestly never stopped. Like, we just celebrated 150 events. I think LA is like 153. So, we really been grinding for these last almost 15 years and just really trying to spread the culture and grow our community within the sneaker culture. Because, that's really what it's been about. It's been about community. We haven't really had to focus on business too much, like trying to grow the business or make more money, because as the community grows, if 10 new sneakerheads are created, then that might be one attendee for a SneakerCon event, right? So for us, it was always about just pushing the culture and trying to grow people's passion for sneakers, and we've come this far.
That's crazy, man.
Damn.
That's amazing. From a hallway to Anaheim Convention Center in Los Angeles. This is crazy. Congratulations to that growth, man. Y'all been killing it. I remember when y'all popped up back then too,
Thank you,
for
thank
real.
you.
That's bananas.
Yeah, man. The first one in LA was in 2011 at the LA Convention Center. And I'm telling you, man, resale culture, even in LA in 2011, wasn't that big. We had like probably, I want to say around like 60 vendor tables. Adidas, at the time, we had a relationship with them. So they were like the only little brand, but they had like a little 20-foot, three-table setup. It wasn't even anything crazy. And I'm telling you, the middle of the floor was just like people just kind of strolling. Like it was a learning process, and we realized that like not every place was ready when we thought they were ready, but then there were other places we went to that surprised us, like places like Cleveland. Washington D.C. These places had like real diehard cultures for resale too. Because there's a sneaker culture of people that are fans and wear sneakers, but if the resale culture is vibrant, then that the demand is high enough for people to start a business off of reselling. Then that means the culture is very vibrant in any region, any city across the world. So that's really how we gauge it. And yeah, LA was a growing process, but now it's our biggest event of the year.
How was it in Ohio? I know you said Cleveland was one of the biggest. Did y'all do any other cities in Ohio besides Cleveland?
No, not yet. But Cleveland, I'll tell you right now, we were in like a gymnasium. It was like a track and field. It's called Independence Fieldhouse in Independence, Ohio. And man, when we did that event, I think it was, I want to say 2015. It was crazy, man. It was like a packed house. We were expecting like a small show that we would have to grow year to year, and Cleveland in one show became like one of our top five in the country at that time. Now, we have places like Dallas, Texas. Johnny knows Dallas is a crazy event for us. But we've been real fortunate that obviously the brands have continued to release product that people care about, and that resellers continue to tell those stories, to try to make a profit. But they are the marketing arm that Nike never talks about. The resellers really continue to push product beyond the release date and invest in that product, and keep telling those stories years after. So we really fucks with the resale community. I know there's a lot of hate on resellers when you want a pair, but the reality is that when you didn't realize a pair dropped, those are the guys that got it for you. And yeah, they're gonna tax you because that's the name of the game.
It's crazy. So let me ask you this: with you being a part of it from a sneaker con reselling secondary market perspective, have you seen a decline in secondary market sales throughout these last couple of years? I know it's been different from 2020. It started booming. I know
Yeah,
Zade
yeah,
Kicks. I'm sure you know about Zade.
yeah. No, I know him since he was customizing back in the
That's
day.
crazy. But ever since Zade Gate happened, and what was that,
Hmm.
22? It seemed like the secondary market took a hit because a lot of people were plugged into him to pre-order to get things at a low cost,
Yeah,
and he wiped it
I mean,
clean.
yeah, I feel like, yeah, okay, he might have had an effect on some of the bigger suppliers of the secondary market, like guys that were doing bulk dealings. Um, but overall, it's a slow time with the product. I blame the product at any point. Right now, we're just not getting those drops. Like obviously, when we was getting the off whites, right? Every other month there was a new off white design, from the 10 all the way to the cleats and the other ones, and then Travis's. When they were first coming out. Um, Man, Sakai waffles were even hot, and that shoe, nobody even talking about it. Like there was just a lot of drops that were exciting to people, obviously exciting to resellers if they're exciting to people, and that had that hype. We just had the Union One, Footscape looking with a beauty supply drop, and I think that shoe is amazing. I felt it in person. It's a beautiful, clean shoe, but people it's not selling. But I feel like it's not selling because the reality is like that shoe's not the hype. Like that shoe could have been a limited drop and sold to unions, niche following and stuff, but it's not a mass wide, release shoe that's going to create that type of hype that some off whites or Travis's and things like that have done. They need something new, and I'm hyped for Artifact for that reason, especially because it all starts from scarcity and access. And I think that's what Artifact has done a good job, and that's the story we're going to be telling this weekend when people see us wearing our crypto kicks and see those Air Force Ones and realize they can't even get them for retail anymore. I think that story is going to catapult and create this new wave of product that's going to really hype people up. Um, and yeah, it's exciting times, but I think that COVID, the COVID e-commerce boom happened across the board, and it brought it to levels that were unseen. And I don't think that was organic. Not think it wasn't organic. So to say that the market is down or is dead, it's an overstatement because I see vendors at SneakerCon straight up killing it, week to week. I see guys that are raking, selling product, and that means there's people out there buying product. It's just a matter of, you know, the energy. The energy is what's lacking. The fact that people have product that people want, that's always going to be the case. You got resellers coming to SneakerCon with with shoes from the last 3 to 10 years, not the last 6 months. So you can go to SneakerCon and buy stuff that you've been looking for, stuff that you missed back in the day that might have reached an astronomical resale price and you forgot about it, and you might just see it and somebody has it because they need to let it go. So it's just a different feel for the resale game because you get a full scope, not like the week to week resale story of, hey, this drop did well or this drop didn't. I'm not gonna go on and on though.
Nah, you killing it.
I
You
can,
killing it.
because I
I
can.
feel like I agree with you, man. I think the parallel is drawn here, even within like our community, NFT communities, right? We see the bear market coming and wiping a lot of slates clean, and it's the same situation with the sneaker market because people aren't buying up, like you said. Either the hype product isn't coming like it was, and people aren't necessarily buying up things that are declared as the hype product. Like the Union ones, I agree with you. It was a clean shoe. I bought it myself. I wore it a couple of days ago when I finally got it in after paying $25 shipping from Union, even though they're in California. But that's a whole nother conversation, right? But I do think it is an excellent way for us to segue into what we're doing here with Artifact and bring up the awareness to let people know that there is an exciting product out there for them to pay attention to, exciting project for them to pay attention to, and things that get the energy flowing again. You hitting it on all cylinders, man. I agree with you.
Just to touch on resale for a quick second, just to point out if no one knew, but this is actually the highest resold shoe that Nike's released this year, like currently on market because of you guys not paper handing them. So if you look at every single release from like every single brand this entire year, from New Balance to Solomon to Nike to Jordan Brand, these Crypto Kick IRLs currently have the highest resale value across the board. And that's because you guys aren't paper handing them and they're extremely limited and still no one knows about them. So imagine after this weekend when people start realizing and waking up to what these are. Just a side note I figure I'd mention.
No, that's a dope caveat. That's a great side note. And they are selling too. I've seen multiple pairs sell on eBay at the 13, 1500, 1600 range, something like
Bro,
that.
the floor was 3,500. What happened?
Yeah, but, well, people are sweeping those. So let's go to Pump. Pump, you guys, what's up, bro? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you? How's everyone?
Good, man. We're good.
I was talking to Dre Mill earlier today. Told me to hop in here. I know it's an important episode because he knows how much I like shoes. I wanted to talk about what Will was just talking about too, about the sneaker con and like the current status of the market. I feel like everyone's always gonna like and want shoes, but the hype and like the cycles we were going in, like you said, were like not natural, especially like COVID when everyone was getting their free money and just splurging, and then all of a sudden from the all-time high shoes we saw, like, remember Travis One Fragment highs were like 4 bands. I checked StockX like 2 weeks ago, they're like 2 bands less, and I'm just like, damn. But it honestly all kind of makes sense because not only like is the economy in a bad place, but from when I started messing with shoes, and I know Dre knows when I was younger, like, for example, like when the Yeezys first came out with Adidas, remember it was like Turtle Doves and Shattered Backboards came out on the same day. I remember going to, and SneakerCon was actually in LA that weekend, and I think I was like 14 years old or 15 years old, and I set up like a little shop on the floor with like 2-3 pairs of each. I camped out for like a week to get them. But from that moment to now, like when I sit down and think about what's really changed, it's like it was the beginning of all those super hype designs getting like, sorry for my language, I don't know, like hoed out. Like hoed out in the sense of like from that point to now, there's 200 Yeezy colorways. Now they release 2 Jordan 1 colorways every single week and 100x the supply. Which I don't blame them. They're smart. They're like, why the fuck would we letting these dudes eat on our small quantities? They're making 10x. Like, why can't we just drop so many more, they'll still sell out. Like, what do we care? But I feel like it kind of has affected the hype overall because now people just don't want to buy shit based on like, oh, it's not reselling. Like it or not, like there's a shoe, like for example, those taxi yellow ones and those Celtic ones that came out a few months ago, sitting on shelves going for under retail. If those came out 5 years ago, 7 years ago, whatever it was, those are going for triple. You're sleeping outside for a week for them. Now it's just like you could go pull up with your Nike coupon and get it, which is cool. But yeah, that's why I like this artifact stuff because not everyone knows about it. The stuff is actually genuinely cool. It has something new to it as well. And like it touches a different realm of people, I guess you could say, and isn't out of reach. Like if you want to get something, you can get it, and it's also like way more limited than any untouchable shoe that we've ever wanted to get in its early stages. But yeah, that's just how I feel about shoes. Everyone's gonna always want a fresh pair of shoes forever from that wave that was started. But as far as like the insane amounts of money people are dropping, I feel like it died off into a very small selection, depending on the trend or whose name is on it or what it is. But as far as the random shit, I think it's a wrap. Like it's always gonna still be dope. People are gonna always want Jordan 1s, all that. But I feel like in the current state we're in, if it's not like a Tiffany, a Travis Scott, or like one of those names on it or something crazy, it's anyone can get it. But yeah, sorry I talk so much, but yeah, I was breaking it down.
All good. Real quick to that point, Pump. You know it's always in cycles though. Like you remember in 2013 when phone posits were all $500, $600, $700, but everybody at that time used to talk about 2007 and 8 when they were in outlets, or 4 years ago when dunks, were shit, and everybody was saying how cheap you could get Tiffany's for, and all these other dunks that now after Travis dropped dunks and Off White dropped dunks and all these other new SBs. Now everybody's going crazy for dunks and paying for all these pairs thousands of dollars. So it's all waves. But if you follow those waves, it always comes back around. So right now, all these quote unquote trash Jordan 1s that are dropping, if you got bread to stack up on size runs, it's gonna come right back around. You know what I mean? And that's what the inventory game is all about. It's who can hold it the longest to make, an organic margin on it. And by organic, I mean that as the culture grows, because I do agree with you in terms of hype resale. Yes, like there needs to be a big name to it, and all that, and some influencer, some Chinese rapper throws on a pair of some colorway of Jordans, and all of a sudden they go crazy. Like that's always going to happen, and that's going to be the case. But just know that all these quote unquote non-resellable, shitty releases, they're available to the masses. And the fact that somebody could go to outlets and pick up that Jordan 1, that now they're a new sneakerhead. And they're going to go and now start buying shoes on the resale market that they might have missed out on because they weren't a reseller before last year. So, like, as the culture continues to grow, because it does, I got people that have no business talking to me about, knowing different models, and they're coming up to me talking about these dunks and these Jordan 1s, when before they would have been like, oh, those Nikes, right? So just know the culture is growing, and our numbers at events speak to it. We have people from all walks of life coming and just to learn about why sneakers are so hot, and they're buying their first shoe at an event, or they come into the event because they bought their first shoe and they want to see what it's all about. So just know that, the culture is growing. So this inventory that, might be weak at the moment for resale, it's there for someone, and then you can just keep reselling the shit you've been stocking and just stock up on some of this cheap stuff, because eventually you're going to be able to make 30-40 bucks on each pair. And if you got 30-40 pairs or something, that's a good business.
Yeah, and to add to what you were saying about like someone wearing it, the way I got onto shoes is because when I was a little kid, I liked Kanye so much. I didn't buy Jordan 1 breads because I thought Michael Jordan looked cool rocking the black and reds or the Royals. I'm just keeping it real. Like the reason I liked all those Jordan, the 6 infrared with the red.
Watch the throne. Watch the
Yeah,
throne.
Watch the Throne era brought me into shoes, not Michael Jordan. I figured out and liked all that shit along the way as I developed. So yeah, like the kids now, their Kanye is Travis, so that shit is their Yeezy. So I feel like it just continues to go down the same path up to the kids now, honestly.
And what kids don't like lights on their shoes, man? You feel me? We in there. We're gonna go to the hands. Where we got? We got Kuro. He was up next. What's up, Kuro?
Yeah. So I was showing the shoes to my nephew because he asked me what like the update was on it because I'd given him the money for the pair that he didn't want. He's regretting it, right? So let me ask you guys something. At this point, right? Because he wants Jordans. If and this is just my speculation, if like they were to release Jordans, it would be in the same limited quantities again, right?
I feel like anything as of now, if you're talking about Artifact, is going to be limited because at the end of the day, there's only 20,000 clones. So even if it's a double up like it was the Air Forces and everyone mints, 40,000 in reality is still nothing. And not everyone's minting. We know that. So always, in my opinion, I think this shit's going to be out of reach unless you have something that can get you something.
All right. See, that's what I was trying to tell him. I was trying to tell him, like, right now, the money that I gave him, because I gave it to him in ETH, right? It's enough to go buy a clone. He needs to stop calling me and asking me to get him stuff, and he needs to get it himself, I think.
I mean, shit. Like, for example, Dre said it the other night in the spaces. The crypto kicks, like to add to what you said about the shoes being out of reach, I was buying them from people, collection offer, 0.1, 0.12, $300. Now everyone's dying to buy them for over $1,000. And like, oh my God, it's the coolest shoe ever. But when it was the Monolith 2 situation and it was an NFT and you show it to your homies, they're like, I'm not buying a fucking NFT. And now they see the shoe delivered to my house. And they're like, oh, bro, why didn't you tell me to get those? I was like, I did. I told you to get them for $300. Now someone's about to pick them up for $1,300. Now he's like, oh, I'm going to get the dunks. Like, okay. Slowly but surely, people will, like, start to realize, like, oh, fuck. Like, damn, he's right.
Yo, and you know what's crazy is Buckets left before I could ask this, but I want to know, like, because, like, they got the whole ODTO thing, right? It's like a sneaker reseller shop in Toronto. Why don't they have a whole ass display? Why didn't they reach out to Artifact because they have a retail location and get a display put in their shop? Like,
Need to reach
I'm
out to Baron, and Baron's about to fill my store with it. So
Yeah,
I'm find the right
Nike,
distribution points.
Nike, are they a resale store, though, or a retail store?
They're
Because
so they're
store.
they're a retail and a resale store.
So that's probably why they're not rocking with them, to be honest, because I don't think they just I don't think Nike, they rock with resellers, but they don't, if that makes sense. Like, they like it because they know that it keeps the culture alive, but they're not going to really feed into it because,
Yo,
like,
Pop, I know a bunch of sneaker reseller like owners, like just stores all over the country, and they were trying to get their hands on these just so they could even put them in their just stores, just on display. You know, this is just one of those things that everyone I was telling that owns consignment stores in every region of this country, they were trying to figure out a way to get them just so they could, again, just be either the first ones to have them so they could get it for, social clout, as well as being able to put it in their stores and then have a story and put it on display. So there was a bunch of stores trying to get these for sure.
same with the Air Forces, to add to that. Those are going to be a bigger problem when they land. You see people fiending for these right now, just wait. Just wait till October.
Wait till
Bro,
next month. It's not even. We ain't got to call it October. We're saying next month. Wait till next month.
this month. That's what I was just
Yeah.
about to say. Next month is going to be ridiculous for this ecosystem.
This ain't shit.
All right,
It's definitely
stop
not
real
shit,
quick.
bro.
All right, I want to reset the room. Welcome to Bad Take. We got Sneaker Cons will never stopped up here. This is the opportunity for y'all to come up, ask some questions. Any questions you got at Sneaker Con, if you're flying in, if you're coming from around the country, come up, ask your questions. We're going to go to Ilan. He's got his hand up, then we'll jump over to Baron. What's up?
Hey, yeah, no, thanks for being here, Will. I got to hear you talk a little bit last night. I love that you're relaying the pertinent information, about SneakerCon to the Bad Take crew. It's obviously super important because not everyone in here is sneaker connoisseurs, and they we value this information. Like, a lot of us have been sort of onboarded into this game because we love tech, and we love clones, and all of a sudden, because we love tech and clones, we're privy to being able to have these shoes in hand, and everyone's kind of looking at each other like, "What do we do with these?" It's like, put them on your feet. So I appreciate you being up here. I guess my question really is, how many people do you expect that are going to be at SneakerCon this year, and how does that relate to sort of years past?
Yeah, so I mean, we've definitely been through cycles. Obviously, COVID, for example, right? We didn't do an event for 18 months in the US. We come back, the first event in Dallas is 20,000 people. That's as big as our biggest show ever at that moment. But then what we realized through 2021 was that people weren't really ready to come back out. Parents weren't like carpooling to bring their kids to SneakerCon. That took like almost another year and a half, to be honest. The beginning of this year, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and then we hit Philadelphia, San Antonio, Seattle. All those events felt like it did before COVID, like little 11, 12-year-olds running around doing $15 deals just to see if they can make, $1,000. And that's the energy that really has been catapulting our community, at least like the SneakerCon community, all these years. And it was lacking in 21 and 22. So that's one thing that we can expect that we didn't see last year. There's just a lot more kids in the building, which is awesome, right? Because what we're doing and the story we're telling and the education that we're trying to bring, to be able to tap in and excite, 10 to 13-year-olds is really the key to catapulting this brand into the future of hype.
Yeah, so like a couple of things, like how many people do you expect at the LA Sneaker Con, and do you expect there to be like what kind of digital presence do you expect other than Artifact?
Yeah, so I mean, we're expecting, give or take 1,000, about 18,000 attendees between the 2 days. We have about 500 vendors and small brands. We have a ton of digital opportunities. I mean, we have SneakerCon Hoops with Cam Wilder bringing his AAU team and doing a tournament, an all-star game also between all the basketball guys. So just from like a basketball standpoint, we have a huge, huge stream of content that's going to be created and played out through the weekend, just on the basketball court alone. Then we have partners like Whatnot, who are doing live stream selling. Tomorrow, I'm hosting a pregame show on Whatnot where we're dropping 100 exclusive colorways of the LAT. So, there's just a ton of stuff. I'm going to be unboxing my CRRLs on Whatnot tomorrow during the stream just to show them something they haven't seen. You know what I mean? So there's just so many opportunities. Content creators. We got one of the biggest podcasters, Wallow, in the building. He's pushing his brand, but he's also in there creating content and tapping into everything going on. Man, I could go on and on, honestly. Like, we just created a platform that people, like content creators, access the shoes. The shoes are the talent. The shoes are what's going to, really give them that spike in views next week. You know what I mean? So we have that. Then we have all the resellers, the buyers doing deals, doing big bulk deals and putting that on socials. You know what I mean? When somebody goes up to Baron and buys, 5 pairs of crypto kicks, like, we're going to be there to record that moment and put it up on IG Reels and blow it up, right? Like, we need all that heat. And that's what you can definitely look forward to from terms of amount of people and from, just digital presence.
That's so great, dude. That's really amazing. Congrats to you. I can't wait to consume as much content as I can, because unfortunately I'm not going to be there. So, but yes, thanks so much. I will definitely be keeping eyes out on that. Maybe somebody can drop some of those names and tag some of those people in Sneaker Soapbox, so we can kind of keep eyes on SneakerCon as it sort of evolves, and see what people are talking about real time, especially people that are popping in to the Artifact booth, because I think that there's a real opportunity to see what people that haven't been exposed to Artifact. I mean, I want to see it from Artifact's point of view too, and like the people that I know that are going to be creating content there. But to see it through the eyes of somebody that's being introduced to Artifact and everything that's going on, kind of for the first time, will definitely be revelatory to this community, because to a large extent, I don't think this community has any idea, what they have their hands on at the moment.
You don't pay
Aside from a fair few, I mean, a few of us in here obviously do. I'm learning. I got some really smart people that are doing the information relay for me, and I appreciate them. Like obviously Dre and Johnny are two big people in our community that allow that information transfer. But yeah, I'm definitely a noob, and really enjoying the journey and learning about the culture. So thanks heaps, Will. I'll let somebody else go ahead.
Paper hand shoes. Jerry already got a pair for $700 on eBay. Somebody just paper handed right into them. Jerry copped them. So wait, let the market settle, and ask Johnny. He said list everything at $20,000. Nothing lower. Set the floor. Will, I got a question before we jump to Baron. So Rupsty told me he got like a super secret email with a bunch of guests that are coming, and like it's like a whole breakdown of what's going on. How everybody listening, how could we get on that email list? Do they go to the SneakerCon page and
Yeah, essentially, it's not a secret email. It's our email blast. It's just that we have like no Web3 people on it. So Rupsy got the inside scoop, got the alpha from the sneaker world.
is there anything from that email you could tell us? Because I'm gonna sign up for this email list right now if it's on the page.
Yeah, I mean, I just spoke about the basketball event that we're doing. There's let me just think through it. The basketball event, Dennis Rodman will be in the building. Austin Reeves will be in the building, dropping his Rigoror shoe with the Rigoror brand from China. They're going to be there. He's going to be there. Quavo's coming through. They're dropping the album, and they're doing Jordan Low that has something to do with Takeoff and the album. So they're going to be there. He's pulling up, allegedly. But his team will be there at the booth, and hopefully he does end up, coming through. What else, man? Fat Joe, Larry June, in terms of hip hop artists, and many more. We always have, NBA players pull up. We don't solicit them. They just kind of love sneakers, and they pull up. So I know we'll have a good, collection of those guys coming through. On the stage, our main stage, Artifact's going to have two segments, one on day one on day two. We have a ton of sneaker giveaways that we're giving on that stage, and anybody can win. So you guys might not even be there for the shoes per se, but just pull up to that stage, man, when you see that crowd, because if you get picked, you're winning shoes for free. So there's just a ton of, opportunities like that. I'm trying to think what else is in the email. The merch we have, all our merch is always exclusive to the event, and we make in very limited runs. We don't do pre-orders. We don't reproduce it. So all our merch has been, we've been fortunate that the brand has built to a level where we're like really selling out of stuff. So when you see that SneakerCon LA stuff, definitely pick up. I know people reselling them on Whatnot and eBay. So for you resellers out there, definitely think about that. But yeah, man, the email, I'm trying to think what else we put in there, man. We got a lot. There's a lot of different stuff. We got a Nesquik scavenger hunt going down on Friday all around LA. Free shoes, free Nesquik, bunch of stuff. We got a couple guys on the team that are going to be going around with Nesquik. So if you follow Instagram stories on Friday for SneakerCon, you'll be able to get the hints on where the locations are and go get some free shoes. Man, I'm telling you, like I don't have it even in front of me right now, and I'm going through. But there's just a lot, man. There's just a lot.
We're gonna have Rupty forward it all to us. That's what we're gonna do. I can't believe he's on the secret list and none of us
It's
are.
not even all on the email. It's not even all in
Half
there.
the
It's crazy.
half the people that he just listed was definitely not in that email. So
we got the alpha here then, bro. What's up, Baron? What you got for us, man? Oh no, Baron missed his turn. All right, let's go to Sophie.
You're gonna run it
Baron
back.
went to
Wait,
the
how do you
refrigerator
work
break.
No, Barrett, you slept when your name.
Go ahead, Max.
No, go ahead, Baron.
Honestly, I got nothing. I just wanted to say what up to Will. I'm fucking figuring out how to get these shoes on a plane, man.
Oh shit!
These things are gonna be. I think they say like when you go through security, you see that like no battery sign. So I don't know, man. I think I'm just gonna stick them.
No, you can put them in the tray.
Yeah. So the thing is, with when you travel, they actually don't want the batteries in your luggage that you check in, and they will, ask you about that. You can lie, but I don't know what kind of scanners and stuff they have for those type of batteries. But when you're carrying on, like, you got a ton of stuff that has lithium batteries. They just tell you put it in the tray, and they see all that, but they just don't want it under the belt. So. I don't know
Yeah,
how
I
many
had
you
to
can
take off
carry. I don't
my
know how many you can
anklet.
carry on.
I had to take off my anklet. It has a lithium ion battery. For New York, I had to take it off at the airport. And like when I was getting on the plane from Edmonton, I had to take it off. So like, they're gonna let you. Trust me. I've been through it.
The cabin's pressurized.
These bags are so. I mean, the boxes are so big, dude. So
Yeah,
well,
that's
I
what I was
guess
gonna say.
I'll
You
be
can't.
rolling
How
up
many
with
can
some
you carry on?
big ass suitcases, dude. Well, fuck. I guess the suitcases are limited by size.
Put them in
Whatever.
your carry-on.
Yeah, dude, you're gonna have to fucking overnight that
Put the
shit.
shoes in your
UPS.
carry-ons. Like just like pack one Rimowa full of shoes. Okay, then you just take that as carry-on, and then don't check the Rimowas. Keep the Rimowas close to you guys. Okay, this is like real financial advice here. Keep the Rimowas where you can see them. Do not, they're gonna ding up your Rimowas. Then you guys are gonna meet me and see my Rimowas perfect, and you're gonna have a problem because I'll say some stuff. Might
I'm
be
gonna be
about your
selling
wallet.
CRLs that are like a week old, dead stock, no box.
You gonna have to ship them, bro. It'll be easier
No.
just to ship
Fold
them
the boxes.
for real.
No. Take the
I'm not doing
boxes,
any of that shit. I'm gonna figure it out.
bro. Put them in the Rimowa. Put the boxes and the shoes in the Rimowa. Keep the Rimowa close to you, brother.
You can only put in the Rimowa. It's not gonna fit 2 boxes. That thing
Bro,
box.
just
Bro,
drive
you
like
could fold the
the
boxes.
vendors do. The vendors just drive. Just drive,
Jump in
bro.
a PJ,
You
bro.
gotta.
You got a private
No,
jet.
man,
What do you
can't
mean? What are you
drive.
saying?
Drive. I live in the middle of the country, my guy.
I'm not driving.
Yo,
Yeah, dude, you
I
got
got
net
vendors.
jets that
I got
shit. Get the
vendors
PJ.
driving from Florida. I got vendors driving from Florida, man. Come through.
Put them in the vendor's vehicle, Baron. Tip them. Throw them some money as they pass through Missouri. There you go.
There we go. Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to this. It'll be my first sneaker con, and never been, and it's going to be some good stuff. Will, thanks for you've been here since day one, and it's you've always been a gentleman, just a good guy, and I appreciate you being here. And Dre, of course, man, pray for Compound and Pump. Their sneakers are fucking like lost animals right now.
When I file a report, I'm gonna tell the insurance company that these bitches is $6,000. That's what it says right here on eBay. Evaluate that. You see it right there.
Please
That's
be lost.
easy sell, right, Johnny? I already sold it. I sold it to FedEx. That's who I sold it to.
you know it.
Except the money's not even going to be worth it because the shit you have to go through to try to get that 6 bands isn't even worth your time.
6 bands is worth my time. I'll tell you that already. Hey, don't say that. Max, what's up?
What's up? You guys know I'm so impatient. So waiting for this weekend is crazy. Like I'm so ready. Um, but while we have Will, thank you for being here. And now that I know you're a fellow CUSE alum, I fuck with you even more. So let's go. But what's the so I've only been to sneaker cons in Philadelphia, as most people know, home of the cheesesteaks. So what's the drip? How is it compared to the Philly drip, and what do I need to be pulling up in to make sure I'm hitting the LA standards?
Man, so if you went to Philly, you definitely at least you saw a crowd that's gonna compare to what LA is gonna be like. Because Philly was actually one of our biggest one day events this year. So in terms of people, you're gonna see a lot of people just like that. What I would say is the LA event is gonna have a lot more programming and experiential things from brands. Obviously LA is a market that all the brands want to be in. Not that Philly is not, but typically they ask about New York and LA. So we have more brands doing things, cool stuff at the event than we did at the Philly event. So that's one thing you could definitely expect. Also, a lot more like creators, talent, influencers, and stuff like that. Just because obviously it is LA and a lot of them live in the area. So you can definitely expect to see a lot more of those YouTubers, TikTokers, and the likes, and athletes, and just people from all different industries. Really, if any of you guys are Mexican or Latino and know about the genre corrido, that's the Mexican style of music that's really big right now. We're gonna have Jimmy Humilde, who's like the fucking Dr. Dre of that shit, in the building with a booth showing off his lowrider. Like there's just so much going on at this event. You guys, obviously you're gonna be there intent on, showing off your Artifact drip, telling people about Artifact brand, but you're definitely gonna get distracted as you walk across that floor because there's a lot that we put together for this event.
Yo, Will,
Wait,
I got
is
a
there an artifact booth?
yeah, it's an artifact booth. Yo, Will, I got a Kith M4. Can I bring it and show it off as well?
Yeah.
Bro, you can bring
Just
anything you
drive it
want.
right in.
What do you mean? Of course there is.
But yeah, I love the fact that Will is
Our
here.
booth is an aisle. No, I have no idea.
Will
Yeah, they got a
Will
booth.
is
That's what
giving
the
everybody
flyers.
all the
Cass is standing in front of his drip
Will is
booth
giving everybody all the alpha. I'm glad I
and
don't have to
making
say it.
coffee.
You know what I mean? So
Will's a legend. He doesn't know me by how I look, but every sneaker con I've ever been to, my boy has a booth usually, and he's always taking care of us, helping us. So he's a legend. Nice guy, wanted to say.
Dope. If I see you, I know you. By name, I wouldn't, but if I see you, I definitely know you.
I'm always with Ben and his family and his little brothers, so you'll probably see me booming.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Nah, of course, man. What?
Yeah, you
Ben's
always look
mom is
out.
on Ben's mom is on my contacts, bro. I could
Yep.
call her anytime.
Mama Irene.
Yeah, Irene, bro. I hit up
Yep.
Irene anytime.
Yep.
Man,
Appreciate you.
Ben, mess with the family for sure.
Yep. You always look out. Appreciate it.
Hey, Baron, can you hear Dre Millie?
Dre Limert? Nope. Is he talking?
He was. I thought y'all were talking over each other. I was just checking.
Oh, sorry, Dre. I'm gonna drop down. I'll be right back.
Let's go to Shadow. What's up, bro?
Yeah, my question was obviously all the questions are for Will, but I'm not gonna be there, but just out of curiosity, I see a lot of YouTube videos, things like that. Um I guess I'm gonna ask my question probably for the audience. So two part. First part is if you're going to this sneaker con, and sorry if you already answered this, if you're going to this sneaker con with the intent of trying to sell, as a new person who's never been there before, what would you suggest to them that they do? Let's say I got like 3 boxes or something, 3 CIRLs. What would you suggest that I do?
Uh, so if that was the case, you're bringing three CRLs. I would say get like a really big tote bag, a duffel bag to put them in. We don't allow carts, so you won't have like anything with wheels coming in unless you're a vendor. So that's the one thing that always kind of people get stumped at the door who bring a lot of shoes. So for anybody bringing shoes, when you buy a regular general admission ticket, you can bring in as many shoes as you can carry, but the key word is carry. So if you can put 40 pairs of shoes, and I've seen guys in New York do it crazy with big garbage bags or those big IKEA bags. If you can carry 20 to 30 pairs, then you're good. But if you roll it in, then you're not good. So that's the one first thing I will tell you. Doesn't matter how much you're bringing. If it's through 2-3 pairs, you can carry it, no problem. The second thing is, I guess this is more for buyers, but obviously cash is king. If you're trying to buy, bring cash. You're going to get the best deals. You're going to negotiate the best deals with that. If you're selling, I would say be prepared to take electronic payment and know the rules and, ways to send money so you don't get caught out there, and get somebody scamming you or whatnot. There's ways that you can prevent that through the payment apps. For example, on Zelle, you want to send them a request for the amount and they have to accept it and then you get paid. But if you tell them, hey, send me money to this address or this number, and they claim that they sent it, they can show you a different account they logged into and say, look, I'm sending it, it's not working. And it's a weekend, so Chase will not have anybody working the customer service line to answer that call saying, hey, did I actually get these funds? Are they being held up? So it's a big, big problem. So I would say always send the request. And if they accept it, then it's on them and the money comes to you. No ifs, ands, or buts. So that's definitely a key, I would say, especially with the money that these shoes are worth.
And can I say something real quick? If you want your shoe to sell, hold that shit up in the sky, bro. Do not try to walk around shy. Go to the places where people are at if you want it to sell, or else, you got to sell the shoe. Sometimes the shoe sells itself, but, shit, I might have to go up to Dre a few times because I know everyone in the whole entire damn event will see if you hold that shit up. So
to see that bum sitting outside the artifact booth where you're like, yo, so see that one on display? Yeah, you want it? Here it is.
Exactly.
I actually commented that on a Baron's post. I said, just pull up next to the artifact booth because I'm telling you, there's going to be somebody watching everybody in that booth wearing the crypto kicks and saying, just going around asking, where can I get one? Where can I get one? And if there's somebody with a stack of boxes like 10 foot into the aisle, with a sign up, that person's going to do really, really well.
I love the fact that he giving y'all so much alpha about the layout and what's happening. I ain't never said nothing about no booth for the record. I never said nothing about no hosting or no presenting.
Well, this is why you got to put it out there, baby.
You know what I mean? I'm glad we got Will here.
I keep things general.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't give too many details. I just give a little bit of the format.
I love it.
But no details.
Keep it coming, man, because it takes the pressure off of me and my back. You are doing an absolutely phenomenal job. Keep it going, my guy.
Or I'll just say, yeah, they're having a booth, and I have no idea. Just set people up for high expectations, get let down. That clones, we're good at that shit. You know what I mean? When AR glasses shit,
This is good alpha though, man, because a lot of people might not have known about the payment, might not have known they couldn't bring a wheeled cart in. I gotta ask though, the rule about the carts that had to come into place because for X amount of years y'all allowed carts in, and then it just became this chaotic traffic jam of carts or something. Or how did that rule come about?
No, that's absolutely right. It got to a point where, we also need to set tiers to the access, right? So like one of our vendors pays for a table. A table fits comfortably 80 to 100 pairs, different styles, and then you can keep kind of your inventory in the back. So if a regular person with a regular ticket can bring in, more than 100 pairs on a cart and set up in the trading pit and compete with our vendors for real estate, it's not really fair. So from a business standpoint, that was the decision to be made, but also from a safety standpoint, if you bring so much stuff that you can't pick up and run, if there's a fire or you need to get to an exit, you know, people don't want to leave that inventory on the floor. So we're gonna have a lot of people kind of creating an issue where, hey, we gotta go, and they're gonna be like, well, I'm not moving because look, this is all my shit, and we're gonna be like, well, how did you bring that in? Because you weren't even allowed to bring a cart. So whatever bags you brought it in, pick it up and let's go, right? So it's just like different things, safety, business, right? Like it's just one of those decisions that keeps things a little bit in check. I always like to tell people that our event is organized chaos. We need it to be a little chaotic because that makes it hype, that makes it lit, right? But then at the same time, we need it to be safe and we need to get approvals on things. And, you know, it's a perfect middle ground. So that's where that rule came from. But I appreciate you, you know, noticing that or yeah.
No, bro, I had to know. I just picture the stock market floor, like people running around with shoes up in the pumps on Dre's shoulder with a shoe up. They're like 12 feet tall. People are yelling and screaming prices, papers flying everywhere. Just yeah, that's just a beautiful sight.
Sounds about right.
So
No, you
I
gotta
got
watch out for Dre and Pump. I heard them scheming. They were talking about like a baby stroller. Pump was gonna sit in it. I could see them packing that full of shoes, saying, "No, no,
Wait, I said you were carrying me too. Did you forget?
there's a kid. When
Actually,
was all the
Will,
shoes?"
do you guys allow strollers?
Yeah, that's a cart.
Yeah, yeah, strollers are allowed, but we do check for vitals.
We do
Pump, you're
check for
good,
five.
dude. You're good.
Pump's got them all in his hands on the stroller. 16 pairs.
Now he's
We're
gonna
gonna build
be
a stroller out of
pressing the
dildo
app.
kids.
He's gonna be pressing the app on his phone so the shoe laces itself, and you think there's a kid breathing in there.
Yo, let's go to Shadow. What's up, bro? Shadow got some good questions, man. Those are the best questions for Will tonight, actually.
Yeah, I got two more. I was about to go to mine, but we got sidetracked because these are serious questions. And second question is, and I'm asking these questions not only for myself, but also because we're all going to be representing Artifact. And the last thing that I want is for people of my community showing up to something unknown and they just don't know the etiquette. They don't know, so I'm asking those types of questions. So, second question is, I roll by a policy to where if I can't afford it, I don't touch it. Now, I know that these are shoes. I know they're going to be on booths. I've seen videos of people picking them up, looking at them. Can you explain, I guess, what would be the right etiquette? Do people not like you touching their shoes unless you actually have an intent to buy them? What type of that type of etiquette?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. I would say that for the most part, most vendors let you check them out. You know what I mean? Like unless it's a pair that goes for that much money that they'll put up a sign themselves saying don't touch. You know what I mean? So these guys been doing this for a while. They know that, they're gonna be seeing thousands of people and you're gonna get, the good eggs, the bad eggs, and they gotta address it all, right? So I would say just, respect people's property like you would your own, your own. You want people to respect yours. And if you know a shoe goes for a lot of bread, whatever that means to you, you'll kind of just know, and you'll just be like, "Yo, is this your table?" And they'll be like, "Yeah." Be like, "All right, can I see those? Like, what size are those?" And everybody's trying to have that conversation because they're trying to make sales. So, I would say the one thing is in terms of trying on a shoe, like that you don't do that unless you have an intent to buy. Like you don't just try on somebody's shoe because you don't know how that shoe fits and you want to just try it on. That's kind of a dickhead move. So I would say don't do that. But if you intend to buy it and that size actually fits you, and you got cash in hand ready to go, that's the way to do it. But aside from that, I think everybody's pretty cool with you checking out the pairs they have.
All right, cool. Because I probably would be honestly embarrassed to try to be doing that in the middle of a con, but making sure stuff is true to size is I'm interested in. So that actually helps me out for my future self when I do end up going to one of these. All right, last question. Now I'll let some other people go. In your opinion, and this is just a personal, so there's no right or wrong. I hear a lot from, obviously us in here, we're all in Artifact. but there's a few of us, Johnny, you, and other people included, that have a different perspective of like the sneaker culture and things of that nature. So I know personally from my own experiences that sometimes people respond a certain way to NFTs. Sometimes people don't respond a certain way to NFTs. With these actually being shoes, but I'm pretty sure blockchain is going to be mentioned. In your personal opinion, what do you think most people in the audience that have no idea, do you think they're gonna maybe be more interested, or do you think maybe that might be a little bit of a put off? Like, what's your honest opinion? How do you think this interaction when they first see it is gonna go, despite the shoes just looking sick? But yeah.
No, that's a great question. I would say, and when you start getting into the tech side of things and why, these shoes have the capabilities they do because a lot of things are on the blockchain. Why is it the limited access that it was? Yes, because you had to acquire this NFT at whatever date and time. But I would say beyond that, like dumb it down as much as you can and just let them know that, Nike acquired Artifact because Artifact was making NFT products and there's benefits to that like authentication, like scarcity, and it's all proven. And what I always try to tell people is that imagine, not imagine, but back when the Jordan ones first released, like it was like barely 100,000 pairs, like worldwide. Like the market was so small for them, and they were limited, but not for the demand at the time, right? Because you were still able to go to the store and grab them, at least for a few weeks. Um, but I tell people, like, imagine that you were there around that time and you bought that Jordan 1 and Nike knew that you did, and you could prove that forever, right? That you're an OG Jordan 1 holder. Like, that's how I would explain it to them because they'll be like, oh wow. And imagine that like the sneakers app existed for these past 35, whatever amount of years, and you were gaining perks and more access, and you would have had automatically hit on, off white the 10 ones and Travis Scott ones, and it's all because they know that you were that much of an OG collector. I'll just explain it like that. That's
Right.
like, and and if they want to pull the trigger after they know the price and they know that they have to go through these kind of hoops, then show them the tech side and how to actually go on OpenSea, buy an NFT, forge something, whatever. Show them the experience. But I would take it in phases and see how much they actually take in, and before they get lost, or they might just be all in.
When you
Dude,
dumb down this whole project, this is exactly why I got in. Like really, when you think about it, when you just dumb it all the way down to just what Will just said, it's like the access point, the limited nature, how it correlates with sneaker culture. Like this is exactly why a few of us got in and we broke that barrier of entry, which was just the crypto wall, right? It was just that blockchain wall. And that's where it was just like everyone else is just sitting right on the other side of it, where it's like if you just had gone over here, you could have participated. But you're going to wait until there's a rail where you can participate, or you're just going to figure out a way to just say, fuck this, I'm just going to hop over the wall like you guys did. And then when everyone else joins, you'll realize what you actually have, and being actually able to prove it on the blockchain. I think that's what Will just said. You just summed it up perfectly.
dude, I hope everybody that's going wrote that down because I don't even know. I don't even know what a Jordan 1 looks like. I'm being straight honest. I don't even know what a Jordan 1 looks like. But I know sales. I did sales for 8 years. That right there, that's like the perfect 30-second like pitch of trying to explain a limited edition sneaker shoe drop with something of historical value that person within their what's the right word, they're within their community. You broke it down in a way that shows what our community is able, meaning like crypto blockchain, is able to do for sneakerheads. What if when the Jordan ones came out, Nike knew and it was stamped forever that you bought one. So there was no argument on the shoes that you had if they were authentic or not, because you had the same size, the same everything is way better than the receipt, bro. I would write that down, and that would be honestly, if I was trying to sell shoes there or even trying to tell somebody, that would be my go-to every single time, because that is the perfect 30-second pitch I've ever heard. So yeah, for our situation.
and it's probably important to use terminology that the people that you're explaining to will understand. Like, instead of saying minted and forged, you can call the Trillium Lace engine like a pre-order claim or something. And there's probably a lot of other terms that Johnny and Will know. If y'all ask them, they can give you the terms. But we use a lot of words here that a lot of people don't understand. So if your intent is to go and sell some of these CRLs there, make sure you're using terminology that people can click with instantly. And then if they ask deeper, then you could tell them what we call it here: forging, minting, all that shit, right?
This is what I'm so excited for with SneakerCon. Like, for those who don't know my plan, I'm gonna be recording everyone's live reactions. So, like, for those who aren't going to be there and want to know this question, I know Ellen, you asked something like this. Shadow, you too. Like, my goal is to get the normies reactions, and this is exactly what I've been doing since my Hypebeast days. Like, no one at Hypebeast understood why Artifact was acquired by Nike. No one knew why, Adidas had Into the Metaverse. No one knew why Puma was launching Black Station and all these other Web3 ventures. And so, like, obviously my passion is breaking down the jargon and kind of making it simple, but, like, specifically for sneakerheads. So this is going to be all my content, and I'm just so excited to be able to, like, share with everyone, and hopefully, the normies' minds are blown.
And Will, remember last year when we were doing these stage conversations and we were talking about the blockchain and the limited access to the physical product. This year, 1 year later, right, we're showing the actual physical product, which was the biggest barrier for them to even believe was happening, right? Again, we were talking about how you'll be able to redeem physical pairs off these digital assets in the future, and we had no ground to stand on because it wasn't proven yet because there was no physical product attached to it, right? And then now, a year later, obviously, now being in a building with physical product to basically say, I don't really need to explain the blockchain, right? I don't need to explain how it really works. Look, here's the physical pairs now, right? It's like, boom, there's your access point, right? It's real. You don't have to say it's digital anymore.
Yeah, no, and I think that also to that same point, Shadow, you like using things that have happened in just the past of e-commerce and retail, right? So, for example, every brand of retail and just clothing, whatever, every type of brand that does drops had to go and start using a Web2 queue lineup for their what's it called, servers, right? Because they were getting overloaded and the bots were killing it and the sites were going down. So every brand had to use that, and it's as simple as that, an e-commerce queue, right? That allows you into a server. You don't explain that to people when they say, how'd you get those pair of off-white ones? You don't say, yo, I use this Web2 queue line that, allows you to control flow through your server. No, you say, I want it on this website, right? So I think that a lot of the confusion starts as soon as you say that Artifact is an NFT project or an NFT company. It's not. An NFT blockchain, it's all just a piece of technology. All the brands in the world will use it at one point. That's a fact. And this is just how one brand is using it. So if you just explain it like that, you don't got to get into the nitty gritty. It's nothing that we haven't seen before. And every brand is going to use this technology. It's just obviously, like my grandma back in the day, if I told her I was using the internet, she would tell me it was the devil and that I was gonna get into pornography and get robbed of all my money, and that was in the early 2000s, right? So that's where that's where Web3 is right now. You say the word NFT to someone and they say scam, but that's how the internet was too. So it's just that's just gonna happen organically, go away. But we already know that and can start telling that story.
You know what's funny about that statement is that your grandmother was absolutely correct even back then, because I'm sure all of that stuff.
Quiet, Dre.
In your interwebs, you damn kid, it's just a passing fad. Yo, remember when they told you to not sit so close to the TV when you were playing video games, and now all y'all got your phone 6 inches away from your face right now, don't you? I got all you. I know
You
you're.
also have screens on your feet.
Hey, you got screens on your feet now. Get them away from your eyes.
Have you used the VR headset? Because that shit's like you were standing, like if you had the TV literally less than an inch away from your eye cornea. Like that's what a VR headset is. So my grandma, she was ahead of the game.
Yeah, no, that had to be a psyops from the newspaper companies as they watched their market share just dissipate. Don't sit so close. Yo, let's go to Ninja. What's up, bro?
What's going on? What's up? What's up? No, this is a great conversation. I just wanted to add when we were talking about. I really agree. I love this conversation about how to talk to sneakerheads and stuff. I'm not a sneakerhead. I'm like whoever was talking earlier. I was driving, but was like I don't even know what a Jordan 1 looks like. Dre, no, I have no clue. I'm mostly a crypto guy. But I would say this though is we did a lot of market research and just a lot of research before producing our show and like how to speak to audiences, because our goal is to speak obviously to everyone. And I really loved what I believe it was what Will was saying about you know uh you know making it easy and just saying, hey, this is the provenance of the that you own this forever. And I would just say also too, like, one of the big things that is just a knock, will turn people off just at the beginning, is the word NFT. And is just like simply not using NFT, simply using digital collectible will lower the field, will open up eyes, will open up ears, will open, because it's just a non-aggressive word. It's an accepted word. People understand it. People like it. Where, like somebody was saying earlier, people people literally hate the word NFT. They'll roll their eyes. It's hard to understand. Non-fungible token, blockchain, blah, blah, blah. But when you say digital collectible and you compare it to any other digital collectible that's already in use in Fortnite and whatnot, and it makes it a lot easier for people to digest and to use and to get and to wrap their heads around it. And I say if all else fails, they're just a fucking dope pair of shoes. Doesn't matter where they came from.
And let me piggyback off of that, because that's an excellent point. Do not use the word or the term NFT as much as possible, and speak in sneakerhead terms. And they speak in scarcity, they speak in numbers, and they speak in exclusive content or opportunities. So letting them know how rare these sneakers are, how many low quantities there are out there, and the purpose of holding them is to be able to get opportunities to get exclusive releases. You speaking to sneakerhead, you say this gives you a pass to potentially receive exclusive releases of future releases and future sneakers. They like, yo, how do I do it? How do I get it? I don't care. Then you can talk to them about tech, and they'll be a lot more open to whatever words you're speaking about from that point forward, because that's all they want. They want the information that gets them in to be able to make the next purchase. That's what sneakerheads do. So keep that in mind.
Yeah, also, just adding on to that and doubling down the point, they're called crypto kicks. They're not called NFT kicks. They're not called blockchain kicks. They're not called this new technology kicks. They're called crypto. And crypto is a highly, highly, highly popular word. And, if anyone here has made any money in cryptocurrency and you can talk about it, knowing your audience. I don't know sneakerheads, so I may be talking to the wrong people, but I believe that a lot of, like, from what I was hearing earlier, which I had no idea. I'm learning so much. I can't wait to meet a lot of y'all on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But like oh shit, I forgot my motherfucking point. Anyways, I forgot my point.
Let's get this going, though. Since we got everybody in here, we finally got Will up here to speak directly about SneakerCon and what's going on. If we could retweet the space, leave a comment, feed the algorithm, get some more people aware, so they can come up and ask the questions that they have, and we can go from there. So who we got? We got Rupsy, or we had Duck Fever. Who was next?
I think Rupsy had it, and then Duck
All right,
came
there you
up.
Yeah, so I'm over here eating a baked tatty and a nice little grass-fed steak. So it's technically vegan because it's grass-fed. And on that note, I tend to get a little hangry when I don't eat. And so if I'm up in SneakerCon, I'm walking around in my crypto kicks, burning all these cows, trying to stay shredded. I need some sustenance. Do we have any kind of like food truck deal? Is there any kind of, pizza party going on somewhere, or what's going on with the snackies?
All right, so first let me shout out my sponsors, obviously. So if you need that energy, we got Monster in the building. They always in the building giving away free Monster cans of Monster. So if you just need that energy, and you're trying to keep it clean and not, dirty, and just drink a Monster and you're good. Secondly, we got Nesquik in the building. So if you want it a little bit more healthier, not no energy drink making your heart thump at 1,000. You just want some protein. They're gonna have the different flavors in Nesquik. They got the protein edition. All good. Shout out to my sponsors. And then in addition, the Anaheim Convention Center, they have catering services. They actually are one of the best ones, in my opinion, from the venues we use, because they actually bring in outdoor like food trucks that they allow to come into the venues. So I know last year we had this dope taco truck, and I saw those guys a couple weeks ago when I was at the auto show over there in Anaheim, and I think they're coming back. So definitely you're gonna have some taco truck in the building, and some other stands and things like that. But there'll be food in terms of the normal what you could expect at a trade show.
I'm coming for the food. Will. I'll be there for that. That's the only reason I'm coming out. I just ordered a pair off eBay. Let's see if they arrive.
What?
Yeah, dude. I want to test this fucking market. See how these things ship around, dude. This thing is whack. What's going on? I'm trying to figure out what's going on out here.
Yo, these people getting them and selling them on eBay before I get my first pair. This is crazy.
Dude, I figured out New Zealand, if anybody's got somebody there. But man, this shit is like rocket science, man. My brain hurts.
Well,
like what? Who knew a battery could be so dangerous? You know what I'm saying?
Hold up. Let's go to Duck. What's up, bro?
Hey, what's going on, guys? So, as everyone else said, I mean, just trying to dumb things down when we're there, talking to other people about these shoes. I'm going to make sure with my crypto kicks, I link up the NFC chip with it. So we at least have one pair that we can have people take their phones, put it up to the shoe, and verify, and also show them, I mean, there's no counterfeit issues with Artifact. So I'm going to get mine all linked up. So if anybody wants to show someone at the event and you got your shoes all boxed up, haven't touched them, feel free to send them my way.
No, that's smart. I do that with my hoodie. It's actually worth a lot of things click with the hoodie. The AR thing is cool, and a lot of people kind of understand it. But I always say it is the easiest way to make some people understand the use case behind blockchain and physical items is that right there, verifying authenticity by connecting it to the blockchain. So that simple step, bro, it always clicks. I showed my grandparents. They're like, I get that. I don't understand digital collectibles, because they have a house full of physical collectibles. That's how grandparents are. Like,
right, 100%. Is somebody bringing a AR hoodie?
Oh yeah, I'm sure they'll be there.
Okay, good deal.
Yeah, man. But they understood that right there, so that's a good point. Yo, well, what's the culture like as people that go to SneakerCon? Are they pretty, like, say if somebody new walked in off the streets, they just stumbled in there, are they welcoming or like, yo, let me show you around, let me show you what we're about? It sounds like from the beginning that you guys have been focused on just onboarding people to the culture for X amount of years rather than anything. Like that's what the most important aspect of SneakerCon has been, was just getting people into the culture.
It's a whole bunch of things.
No, absolutely. I would say that no, in terms of somebody random just walking in, nah, you're gonna be in the wild, wild west. You're gonna walk in, there's gunshots going off, there's horses running across your feet. Like that's what it's going to feel like. And no, there's not going to be anyone to hold your hand and walk you around. You got to go out there and discover. You got
Yeah.
to go out there and ask questions. You got to go out there and meet people. If not, you're just going to walk around, wide-eyed and quiet and alone. So don't be that guy. But yeah, I would say it's welcoming from the sense that most people in this culture love putting people on to where they love being your plug. They love being the one that shares the information with you, and plugs you up. So just know that you have that resource at your disposal with just about anybody in the building, is that you could talk sneakers with them, ask them questions, dumb or not, and they're gonna just start vibing with you, unless they got something to do, like make money or sell shoes or create content or something. Then they probably won't give you the time of day. But that's understandable. They're at work. But in terms of just people coming in, enjoying what we put together, I think that it's a vibe. And networking and getting plugged up to people that have access already, is really one thing that is what it's all about. I tell people all the time, if you just come to SneakerCon to find your favorite shoe at a discount, you're going to pay $30 at the door. That's probably the margin you'd be saving on one pair of shoes. So you're probably not going to get your money's worth. Where you do get your money's worth is building relationships. There's never that many sneakerheads or like-minded people in the same room. Take advantage of that and get it as much as you can out of those relationships. Not meaning like be a vulture and try to extract from your friends. What I mean is, build those relationships, that will give you access, and allow you to open up access. Like there's someone there that needs to know about Web3, that needs to know about Artifact, that you can put on, but maybe they'll be putting you on, Shadow or Ninja, about sneakers, and you're putting them on about Web3. And that's what it's all about, just kind of cross mingling different cultures.
I'll speak on that honestly from going there for the last decade. I think that's the biggest reason why I've been going back every single time. It's for the people. It's for the all these people from all over the country that go, and a lot of the people have been going for a decade, and they've been going for so long. And it's this community, this really kind of strong community of people that are very like-minded, that really share the same passion, right? And so being able to be connected with store owners and resellers and other business owners within the sneaker community, app builders and tech companies, and it's cool to see every kind of range of somebody that's within sneakers, whether you're a collector or a business or just an enthusiast or somebody that's just coming with somebody that's just wide-eyed and bushy-tailed, that's never even seen a sneaker or cares about sneakers at all, right? So it's cool to just go there time after time and just build the relationships organically, because everyone is obviously there because they are somewhat interested in sneakers or learning about sneakers, or somebody that's interested in sneakers. So having that interest point to talk and just build relationships with, it's been obviously such a cool thing to see over the last decade, and watching it build and seeing us push it into the future and educating all of these sneakerheads that have never seen these things, right, that are a part of history. It's going to be a
No, yeah, this is I think Ellen hit it on the head when he said it earlier. I don't think people understand how big of a deal this actually is, this event and this weekend will be. And not just because, that we having our events down there and we join SneakerCon to have it, but having Artifact / Nike in the building period with SneakerCon is absolutely monumentous, man. And if you understand the history of sneakers and understand the history of what's been going on with them building it since 2008, this is it, man. Like, this is going to make history while we are presently there. Like, you have to understand that in so many cases, bringing the CIRLs, Artifact being in the building, and just Nike being in the building, period. Like, it's amazing to see that SneakerCon put up the Artifact animation that Cass did on their IG page. So I know for the people who still boomers and using IG, go out there and share that so we can get as much awareness as we possibly can. And revel in the moment, man. Like, this is what we've been waiting for so long. We've been working on as a community. This is our time to shine. Like, hit it hard, man, and let's hit it together for real. Like, we can do it. It's gonna be crazy, bro.
Oh, real quick to that point, Dre, because that was actually one of my notes coming into this space. I didn't know what the questions were going to be in relation to SneakerCon, but one thing I wanted to share with you guys is that, man, all these unboxings and photos and videos you guys are posting on Twitter of your crypto kicks coming in, like, you understand there's like TikTok and Instagram influencers that would love to take your shoes and create that content and post it and be the first ones to post it. There is none of that content on Instagram right now, or TikTok. At least maybe I'm not seeing it in my algorithms. But I know that you guys are predominantly Web3 people that have these shoes, and you just don't understand that the audience that we need to capture and show these videos and these unboxings and what these shoes are capable of is all on TikTok and Instagram. Not that there's not a sneaker community on Twitter, but they're a lot older, and they might know but don't care, or they might be looking at NFTs the way we were saying. But the kids, the young ones that are going to be intrigued, that are going to ask the questions, that are going to stick around for the conversation, they're on Instagram and TikTok, and you guys just need to, if there's somebody who has a big following on those platforms, feed them your content. Like, we need to get this content out there. Like, one of you guys could just start an Instagram that's reposting all the stuff you find on Twitter for crypto kicks, and you will blow up that IG account. So I don't have a lot of time left for a lot of questions, but that's one thing I wanted to emphasize, because I just don't think that these shoes have been coming around for almost a week now, and the sneaker accounts don't have it because the resellers don't have them, and that just tells our story even more. So just make sure you're sharing this on all platforms, because like, we need to really get it out there.
I appreciate you saying that, man. That's 100%. He just gave y'all $1 million worth of game right there. You missed it. You missed it. Those who picked it up are gonna run with it and gonna score with it. But we appreciate your time, Will, man. We don't want to take too much of your time. We know you stay busy. You out here making moves. Like, it's amazing that we made it to this point from where we started off, bro. Like, people don't understand, and a lot of people don't know that I personally reached out to Will in the beginning of this year during the Monolith FUD, when we had first started Bad Take. I think it was like the first week of Bad Take, second week of Bad Take, and reached out to him, was like, yo, let's figure out something to get a sneaker con going. Artifact, the sneaker con makes sense. Let's set up a call. Him and I had a conversation. I won't say that I did this, but him and I definitely put it out into the universe to be manifested. And from that, it built on, right? I talked to Cass about it. Cass put it up chain. Things have built up, and we are here on the weekend for the execution to happen, man. And I don't really go around telling people that kind of stuff because I ain't trying to take credit for it, but I am reveling in the amazement of what has happened and how we made it to this point as a community. Like, this is next level stuff. And I just want to say thank you for this, man, because we couldn't do it without you, period. Like, you the man running it, you the man putting it together. So thank you for your time, your energy, and your space. We appreciate you.
I appreciate that, Dre. And not to feel like my time is more limited or valuable than anybody else, but it's just like I said, this is our biggest event of the year. We just came off of 4 events back to back to back, and I'm flying out, after tomorrow night, to LA. So here with the fam, just trying to put in that QT. So it is tough from that standpoint. I'm here. I haven't even eaten dinner. Got my wife here, waiting for me. The baby is asleep now. She took that on. So for me, these moments, it's hard. But again, that's part of the grind, and that's why you put in the time and the work. And again, for me to be here and speaking on behalf of SneakerCon to this community, I'm here because I find that very, very important. So that's why I'm here. When Compound reached out, I said, absolutely. I had even said it before to Cass and Tommy. So I was like, this just had to happen, and this was the only day. So I'm here. But I love you guys for having me on. Honored again to be able to speak about sneakers to anyone, because growing up, it wasn't even a thing of being a sneakerhead. I lived in New York. I was fortunate to be in a hub where wearing sneakers that people know and that are recognizable and that have stories to them. That was a part of life. So sometimes we grew up a little bit jaded from that. But then as we've been able to build SneakerCon and grow it and go out, I get to see kind of the levels to it, and I've learned kind of like where everybody might be in their sneaker journey, whether it's your first shoe or you're an OG in the game, like Pump, you know what I mean, or Johnny. But this weekend is going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to meet a lot of y'all that I've never even seen face to face. I said it in the Blade Gang group chat. I was like, I think I need you guys to wear some name tags. I either wear IRL name tags or wear those little like flat paper masks of your PFP, because I'm not fortunate enough to have been in this artifact thing long enough to have gone to, Gagosian Museum and, last year in Miami, which was, I was living vicariously through all of y'all. Tokyo, it was on my birthday, the Air Force One event in Tokyo. Like, all those events I missed, and I didn't really get a chance to meet you guys face to face, but I'm excited that so many of you are now coming to my home court, you know what I mean, to come see me, because it's really tough for me to get out more than I already do for SneakerCon purposes, to travel out to on my time off, on my family time. So, this is epic for me. Like I'm geeked to the fullest extent of the word.
We appreciate you, Will, man. Thank you for coming out here, hanging with us. I'm stoked to meet you, IRL. I know it meant a lot to the community to get to ask some questions and learn. I wanted to learn about the background, and I wanted to learn on whether or not I can bring a stroller in full of shoes. And now I know, baby. Now I know.
But nah, I didn't mean to jump off so briefly. I'll do like two more questions, because I just feel like we got into the questions really, really late. And there might still be a couple good ones up there. So if anybody had their hand up, I'll do two more. You know what I mean? Just because I didn't want to jump off like that.
Is anybody out there who got any more?
Come on up.
Yeah, man. I got him.
Will you be wearing your CIRLs?
Oh, yeah. Tell us what you got planned, man.
Absolutely. I bought only two pairs. I bought the Stone and the Space Matters, and I'm gonna wear one colorway each day, like I should.
What day are you wearing the Space Matter, so I can make sure not to wear mine the same day you wearing yours?
That'll be day one for sure, for many reasons. But I won't be taking no shine away from y'all. I'm gonna be stuck on the basketball court hosting that event for most of the day. So I'll be like out in the back, but at least I'll be showing them off on the hardwood. Because
Get
that's
that light
important
patch
too.
shining.
Yeah. You already know.
How important is it to sneakerheads that, like, how limited they are? Like, just when they ask you what are those, how many are there, and you say like 600, was it 1,000 or something? There's only 1,000 of them. Like, how important is that?
Yeah, no, super important. I was gonna piggyback off something Dre said earlier, where I was gonna add to it and say, when you're talking to a kid, let them know, like, who's your favorite reseller, and they're gonna say 2J's Kicks or Benjamin Kicks or whoever, and you can be like, they didn't get one. That's it. That's all you gotta say. They're gonna be like, nah, they get everything. No, they didn't. You could say, go over to the private selection early bird boys and see if they got one on their table. No, they don't have one. Nobody has one in this building except Artifact and CloneX holders. So that's what you could say. Put it very simply, without the numbers or anything. Just be like, your favorite reseller didn't get one. I got one, and I didn't have to pay off a store manager or win a raffle. I literally went and bought this access ticket, call it that, to not say NFT, and I was guaranteed a pair. Call it. Everybody in the sneaker world talks about winning a raffle, right? I won a raffle for this pair. I hit on sneakers for that pair. Be like, I had to get a raffle ticket called the Trillium Lace Engine, but I was able to just buy that raffle ticket. I didn't have to win it. There was no lottery. Like, put it like that, and that'll make it pretty easy.
I had a reserved raffle ticket because I owned something.
You know what I mean? Easy math. Yo, I do got a question for you. The homie Austin sent me a question and said, what are some of the biggest sneaker accounts to tag on IG to gain awareness, in your opinion, Will?
Question.
I could probably answer that better than him just because I tag him all day long. Honestly, Complex, Nice Kicks, Sneaker News, Hype Beast, High Sobriety, Bleacher Report Kicks. Shit, that's just to name a few. If you need more, I can probably send you 20 more.
You can put that in the group chat. That's encyclopedia information right there. We got the homie Day After up. I'm not sure if you want to ask a question or not. What's good, brother?
Yo, I'm driving, but I just came up here just to let you guys know that Will runs a dope ass shit when it comes to SneakerCon. I got the opportunity to see him at the Philly one early this year, and that whole event was just put well together. It was fun, and then I took my younger brother, and he got to see and learn a lot about sneakers, because he watched a bunch of YouTube videos and whatnot. By just being there, made a big impression on him. So I just came to say that you guys are gonna have a good time at the SneakerCon, not only because it's Artifact and SneakerCon, but the fact that Will knows how to hold that thing down.
Thank you, my brother Dominicano. Ya tú sabes, primo.
Que lo que, wah, wah, wah.
All right, guys. I'm going to end this space here so that we can go back and listen to the recording for when the rest of the world wakes up so they can scroll through real quick, get the information that they need. I know we could go for 5 more hours, but it's important that people coming in and waking up get the information. Will, we thank you again, bro. I'm excited to meet you this weekend. Thank you for coming out and answering the questions.
Yeah, thank you for having me, guys. It was a real honor, pleasure. I know I don't spend enough time on here. The desire is always there. Just the time isn't. But I'm here today. And again, thank you guys for having me.
Appreciate y'all. Let's link up tomorrow. Bad Take, 6 p.m. We'll continue to plan for this weekend with everybody coming through. I'm going to hit up Dre after this. We got something going on Friday night. Will, I know you're busy, man, but if you're in Friday, let's link then too. All right, guys. We'll see y'all tomorrow.